What's good with you, YouTube? Like I said, man, your girl is back, man. I'm back. Just had to make sure everything was in order. I am gonna make an official, like, my last year recap story time or whatever, but that's not gonna be what this video is about. This video is about my skydiving trip for my girlfriend's birthday. It was awesome, and I actually want to go back. We both want to go back. It's just about figuring out who we taking with us this time. So if y'all are in the area, where we went was an hour and maybe 20 minutes outside of the city. It was an hour and 30 minutes from my house, and it was an hour and like 15 minutes from her house. That is one thing. I don't think there's any skydiving within an hour of the city to begin with. That's one thing. Again, if you guys don't know, if you're new to my channel, I live in Atlanta, Georgia. So this was in, I think, Rock Mart or something like that, at I think Skydive Spaceland Atlanta. 10 out of 10 is what I would give the actual overall experience. What I do not like about skydiving is the wait time. So I thought, you know, if we pick a 8:30 a.m. jump, that we're probably gonna be there for like an hour and a half beforehand, and then jump and then dip. But we were there for about 5.5 hours. And it's prep. They got to worry about, like, they got to check the weathers, and then like the whole entirety of the trip is just a long process. You got to watch a video, a safety tutorial, you got to sign paperwork. It's a whole bunch of stuff. So if you are thinking about going skydiving, the best advice I could say is a lot for everything to be about 4 to 5 hours. And if you want to be on the safe side, wait for about 6 hours, or have that time for about 6 hours, because if there's more people, it's also going to take a lot longer to get to your, I would call them a heat as an athlete. But yeah, when your flight's ready, it might be quite a long time. And then the overall experience that we had was, we got there, they asked us if we already paid, if we were walking in. We already paid, we had to sign our paperwork, we saw the tutorial video. Then we went out and looked at the board. We saw who was gonna be our instructor. We got the videography and photography package. I think their cheapest one was maybe $100. But I think we got like the $200 package or something around there with photo and video. So yeah, we went out, looked at the stuff, who's our instructor, who's our videographer / photographer, and then we just sat around and kind of waited. And then we got to meet our instructor, then we got dressed, and then we kind of waited a little bit longer after that. Then we got on like a shuttle bus, and the shuttle bus took us maybe 10 minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes up the road, and I might be off time-wise because I was excited to skydive. I mean, it's something, I do a lot of crazy things. If you guys have watched my journey as an athlete, and just in general, I do a lot of crazy shit. Some stuff I probably shouldn't be doing, but I was really excited about this. I'm an adrenaline junkie, so this was awesome. So my complete timing for that shuttle from the actual facility to the plane, do not know how long that ride was. But I think that's probably, I don't think my anxiety was that bad because I wanted to make sure my girl was good. The smallest plane. In the video, they show you this bigger plane, but in real life, it was a smaller plane. And I think we had, let's see, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it was 10 people in the plane, plus the pilot, and there might have been a co-pilot up there with him. Can't remember. However, it was a very small plane, and we were sitting like this. Like, we were like back to back, like, yo butt on my butt, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was close. But that wasn't even the bad part. Like, I think going in the plane and being in such a small plane, you feel things even more. I would say that initial takeoff to about 5,000, yeah, the altitude, I would say that that's about the most that I had somewhat of anxiety, like, oh shit, you really doing it. But after the 5,000, it's like, while I'm already here, like, I'm definitely gonna do this. Like, if I die, I die. They definitely make sure in that paperwork that you know you are signing your life away and that you can't sue, your family can't sue. If you get injured, nobody can sue, and no point in the future can anybody sue us for you deciding to jump today. That they make that very clear. So you gotta like kind of scoot like out of the plane and kind of like do a duck walk in a sense. And then the actual jump itself, I think that's where most people's anxiety comes from. But we're also used to like a drop zone and roller coasters where the G-force is so heavy that our hearts sink to like our ass. Like, I didn't feel like that at all during the dive. And I mean the entire dive. When I first got to the edge, it's like, oh shit, bitch, you really about to jump out of a plane. And you kind of just like fall out of the plane in a sense. And it's just like, you feel yourself falling. Like if you were to trip and like fall down, or if I were to sit here and like fall over on this, like it literally just feels like that. And it feels like that for about 60 seconds. Again, my heart isn't dropping. It's just, I'm breathing like it's normal. And then I think it was probably about 10 to 15 seconds, he deploys the first little chute out of his book bag. And what that does, I didn't ask this, but based off my experience, if you fall, you can either fall, like free fall this way or this way. Naturally, you just probably won't fall this way. So what that chute does, and you see in my video, my feet started dangling down a little bit, is he deploys it and then it brings you here so that when you're falling down flat like this. And that free fall in its entirety is about 60 seconds. And then what I liked about Skydive Spaceland is they allow you, if you're comfortable, to pull the parachute yourself. So when I pulled the parachute, obviously there's a jerk, right? And then it's smooth sailing for about 5 minutes. And you can, change the chute to go in different directions if you want to. And if you want to go like, they call it a wild ride, like faster in circles, you pull it all the way down. Now you start spinning a little bit and you release it and you come back normal. We looked over the lay of the lands and we talked about, whether there was a nuclear power plant or something like that. It was just agriculture, like you just looking out and seeing everything, the clouds, the skies. Everything was literally breathtaking. Like all I can do is just like be excited and thrilled that I even did it. And one of the things that they also talk about is, if you can skydive and jump out of a plane, you could pretty much do anything. And yeah, I have to agree with that. That was probably the most thrilling thing that I went through. And again, I think in drop zone and stuff like that, I think the G-forces is about maybe 3 to 4 or maybe 3 to 5 is the G-force. But I think skydiving, your G-force is like less than 1. So if you guys are terrified about that feeling, I personally did not have it. And my girl didn't have it either. But overall, she loved it. And they taught you different ways. Like their instructor will tell you, the different ways to land, and based off of the temperature, the weather, the winds, whatever, whenever you're actually landing, they'll tell you what to do, or they'll train you while you're going down. So I had to practice lifting my legs up. Y'all can't see it in this video, but I had to practice lifting my legs up while we were in the air so that when I got down to the bottom, I was able to do it. And as you saw in the video, where I did that shit with finesse, okay? Finesse. And there's different levels. I think it's called tandem jumps. I could be wrong. Tantrum. It's not tantrum. It can't be tantrum. I'm gonna call them tandem jumps. And there's different levels to it. And after each jump, you either move on to the next level or you're stuck on the same level that you were on. Obviously, that was my first jump, but I qualified for tandem 2. And then after X amount of jumps, instead of paying damn near $300 per person without the video, you pay $28 per jump. So if that's something that you guys are seriously interested in, I definitely would say try it. I'm one of the people that I'll say yes until I say no anyways. I like trying new things. I think that's a part of living life. But if you're interested, go for it. Apparently the indoor skydiving difference is, the indoor skydiving I think it's 30 minutes or however long you guys are in it. I've not been indoor skydiving at all, but that 60 seconds of free falling, that's what the indoor skydiving feels like. That's what my girlfriend said. I don't have a personal experience to vouch for that, but that's what she said in comparison to our actual jump. So if you guys are trying to compare that to how you felt for indoor skydiving and what that would look like outdoor in the real life world, I would say that's only 60 seconds of it. When the parachute deploys and you're just chilling, it literally just feels like you're sitting in a very comfortable chair in the air. You don't feel any force. It's quiet. You don't feel any wind for real. Like, it's really just still. And all you can do is just like, That's it. That is my short little story time about my personal skydiving experience. If you guys want more story times or want to know anything specific about my skydiving experience, be more than happy to tell you. Oh, and then also there's an option to not wear the skydiving suit, but it is recommended. I would say that the downside to to not having on a skydiving suit would be that you could mess up your clothes. Whenever you're sliding and you have to land the way that I did, you have to think about it, you're sliding. So you might mess up your clothes, you might get holes, you might get ripped, whatever. That comes along with it because some people are skydiving in shorts. I'm not doing that if I'm gonna be landing sliding. Like, I'm just not doing it. So if it's your first time, I would definitely recommend wearing the skydiving suits. But this is the conclusion of my video. This is the story time. I know I'm like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks late, but I've been busy. Your girl been busy. Again, story times for that later. But if this was any benefit to you, if you learned anything, make sure you give me a like. Make sure you guys are subscribing to my page. Make sure you guys are dropping comments if you have any questions or whatever. If you want to tell me about your skydiving experience, I would love to hear them. And yeah, more to come. I got more story times, but now I gotta go because I gotta be on live for this interview. So holla at your girl, like, comment, subscribe. Peace, love, happiness. It's your girl Freshie. I'm out. Let's go! But I don't give a fuck. I'ma keep it up. VIP with some models, taking shots, fuck